So, hello students, welcome back to your own channel Vedantu, right? Science Olympiad. This is Baswaracho, your biology master teacher. Students, I hope all of you are doing great, all of you are doing amazing. Now, students, this is the last class of your chapter, biological classification. It has been a good run, right? We have been completing one after another a particular chapter and a unit. For example, this is the chapter, students. As you can see here, we did Monera. In this Monera, we also did the starting introductory, the classification. Then we did the Protista, Fungi, and after this class, one more box will come which says viruses, prions, viroids, plant kingdom, animal kingdom in brief. So that last one also will be coming here, students. So if I am audible and visible to all of you students, again, if I am audible and visible to all of you, quickly a fire emoji in the students. Fire emoji in the chat, all of you. Students, quick. If I'm audible and visible to all of you students, if I'm audible and visible to all of you, can I get the fire emoji in the chat? Fire emoji. We need to see the fire going, no? Let me just check in my phone also once. Vedantu Science Olympiad. There are so many channels, sometimes I forget. Yeah. Right. Perfect, students. Perfect. Looks like I'm visible to all of you students. Yes, perfect, students. Okay. Now, before we go to the entire viruses, viroids, and prions, let's quickly understand something about your plant as well as animal kingdom, students. We'll not go in detail, obviously, because there are chapters like your plant and animal kingdom. So before we go to the chapter per se, let's quickly understand a few basics about the chapter. Students, Aditya is already asking me. Sir, what is mad cow disease? Don't worry, I'll teach you. What is mad cow disease? How does the prions cause it? Right? What is C.R. Jacob disease? Right? Then what is your potato spindle disease? So don't worry, all that will be covered in today's class. All that will be covered in today's class. Nothing to worry. Okay, students. Now, before we start viruses, as I told you, we'll be starting off with plant kingdom. Okay. Now, students, do all of you think plant kingdom, do you think we have prokaryotic cells or do we have eukaryotic cells? Quickly in the chat, students, quickly in the chat. See, all of us are aware. In the case of your plant kingdom, we have eukaryotic cell. Yes, eukaryotic cell. They are mostly multicellular in nature. Okay. So the kingdom Plantae includes all eukaryotes, chlorophyll containing organisms commonly called as plants. So all the plants, students, right? All the plants belong to kingdom Plantae. Students. All of them are eukaryotic in nature. They have a pigment called as chlorophyll. Now, can anyone tell me in the chat right now, what is the importance of this pigment called as chlorophyll, students? What is the importance? Anyone in the chat, what is the importance of this chlorophyll? इसका यूज क्या है स्टूडेंट्स? इसका यूज क्या है? Like कुछ तो यूज होगा ना हमारे chlorophyll का. यूज क्या है स्टूडेंट्स? Now, a few members are partially heterotrophic in nature, obviously. Now, students, I want all of you to understand, right? Chlorophyll helps in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis main function is to provide sugar, to provide nutrition to the food to the plant. But there are certain plants which actually become heterotrophic in nature. It means they cannot prepare their own food. Excuse me. So which are these following plants? कौन से जो plants है जिसके अंदर chlorophyll होता है और कोई there are few plants where chlorophyll is not present. Now, for example, students, there is something called as Venus flytrap and bladderworts. These are the two examples, two examples, okay, of your insectivorous plants or plants which are heterotrophic in nature. Now, a question to all of you. Let's see who can tell. Anita, Aditya, Rudra, right? Who can tell the answer? Why do you think plants catch flies? Why? What is the need? Do you think just because they have eating structure, they'll eat off? But why do even they need to catch the insect? Has anyone of you ever thought that, students? See, we know because of cartoons we know there is something called as insectivorous plants. They trap the insects, they digest the insects. But क्यों कर रहे हैं ऐसा? Why are they doing it? What nutrition, students? What nutrition? There is a specific nutrition for the very same reason they're trapping the insects. It's nitrogen. It's nitrogen. To acquire nitrogen, because nitrogen is very limited in the soil as well as very limited in the atmosphere. So when it comes to nitrogen, atmosphere, but they can't control, they can't convert it, obviously, right? Not limited, it is there, but they can't convert it. Okay. So these animals, that for nitrogen's sake, they capture it. Very good. All of you are very smart today. Very smart. Okay. The students, can anyone tell me one more example of insectivorous plants? Anyone other example? Some of you might have heard something called as pitcher plant. Yes, pitcher plant also is an example of insectivorous plant. Okay, pitcher plant. Okay, students. Now there is one more plant called as cuscuta. How many of you students? Raise your hands. How many of you seen this? Raise your hands. All of you. Raise your hands. How many of you seen this? Like this bushy thread-like structure on the trees, especially on your banyan tree and everything. Now these are called as your cuscuta. They are parasitic in nature. They have lost leaves, they do not have root, nothing. They are like deriving nutrition from the host here. Parasitic in nature. Okay, cuscuta. Okay, cuscuta students. Now, what about anything special? Anything special about your plant cell? Students, do you think plant cell have centrioles? Anyone? Anyone who can tell me, Tejas, do you think plant cell has centrioles? Do you think plant cell has centrioles or centrosome or centrosome? No. Students, I'll be drinking a lot of water because I just came here from the gym. So I'll be drinking a lot of water. Okay. No, it does not. Obviously not. Does it have cell wall? It has cell wall, students. It has a vacuole which is very large and central in nature. Now let me ask all of you one simple question. If you remember from the chapter, cell unit of life, what is the membrane of your vacuole called as? Anyone, students? Anyone? What is the membrane of vacuole called as? Okay. Now here we can see we have a cellulosic cell wall is present here. There is chloroplast, plastid is present here. It does not have centrioles here. Okay. It does not have centrioles. That is a typical eukaryotic cell or plant cell here. Now what is the classification, students? There is a tonoplast. Very good. Very good. Tonoplast, students. Tonoplast. Now here, plant kingdom is mainly divided into cryptograms and phanerograms. What is the difference? Phanerograms, students, are seed bearing. They are seed bearing. Seed bearing. While your cryptograms, there is no seed here. No seed here. Here we have Thallophyta, but under Thallophyta we only have your algae right now. Initially even fungi was added here, then the fungi and lichens were removed from here. So initially it was called as Thallophyta. Students, listen to me. Initially it was called as Thallophyta. The meaning of thallus is that these are the plants which do not have root, stem or leaf-like structure. They have a thallus body. So in the starting time, along with algae, fungi and lichens were also added here. But later on, they were removed right now. So right now under Thallophyta, we only have algae here. We only have algae here, students. Then we have Biophyta, Pteridophyta. So all three are called as cryptograms here. Now, little bit extra information. Students, I will teach you plant kingdom. I am expert. I am a pro at plant because see, botany is my subject, right? Compared to botany and zoology, I'm a pure botanist. I'm an MSc botanist, right? I'm doing a PhD also in the same, right? Doing a PhD also in the same. So don't worry about plant kingdom. Nothing to worry in plant kingdom. I will teach you the entire life cycle of pteridophytes, homospory, heterospory, gymnosperms, angiosperms, not there for you. Then we also have, students, the entire liverworts, mosses, detail I'll teach you. So nothing to worry about plant kingdom. I'll make it easy for you. Okay. Now students, here we have Bryophyta, which is also called as your amphibians of plant kingdom. I'll teach you why that also. Then we have your pteridophytes. Pteridophytes are the group here which has the first time ever, they have the vascular system. Students, can anyone tell me what do I mean? What do I mean by vascular system, students? Anyone who can tell me what do I mean by vascular system here? The meaning of vascular system here is xylem and phloem. So xylem and phloem was first observed. It was first observed in pteridophytes. Clear, all of you students? Clear? Merit index, no. I am talking about different thing. I am talking about your xylem and phloem, the conducting tissues. Xylem for your water, phloem for your food, all that was observed in your pteridophyta. Okay, students. Then we have phanerogams here. Gymnosperms, angiosperms. Obviously, students, all of you know. Gymnosperms are naked here. There is no fruit formation here. And in angiosperms, there is a fruit formation happening in the angiosperms. This much information all of you know. Okay, basic, students. I am teaching you basics right now. In detail, we'll go in the coming chapters. Okay, students, next chapter, should we do biomolecules? Students, next chapter, should we do biomolecules? Before we start plant kingdom, animal tissues, right? Every type of tissues. Let's finish, right, students? Let's finish something called as your entire biomolecules. Yes, students, please tell me the weightage, high weightage chapters. Tejas, there is something called as cell biology, which you should know. Cell biology, see, in your NSEJS, right? Question generally comes from multiple places. There have been questions from pteridophytes, bryophytes. There has been questions. There has been questions from this chapter also. They can ask you protista, they can ask you viroids, they can ask you prions. So they can ask you from anywhere. Okay. So it is very, NSEJS biology is very vast. Honestly, students, biology is very, very vast. Okay, let's cover everything. Okay. Now, students, now we come to, there is something called, this might be confusing for all of you, right? This, exactly, cell structure and function, highest, let's see. That is why I finished cell chapter first. That's why I finished the mitosis, meiosis, everything first. That is why next chapter I'll be doing is biomolecules for all of you. Biomolecules. So what to do after studying Aakar batch lectures in biology? Shreya, try to solve some questions. Students, human physiology are coming up. See, we will go one by one. Honestly speaking, if I don't teach you biomolecules, no, if you do not know what is a lipid, if you do not know what is a protein, if you do not know what is an amino acid, structure of amino acid, right, it becomes very difficult to understand plant and human physiology. So we will cover the basics first, which all of you should be masters. Then we will go to difficult. Human physiology, I will do, don't worry. We'll do it one by one. Okay, human physiology, very easy. Okay, now, student, this might be confusing for all of you, so I will not very go detail here. There is something called as your phases of life, right? Like how we are, like all of us. Now, gametes are haploid here. Sperm and egg are haploid. Okay. Diploid means we have two sets of chromosomes. Haploid means single set of chromosome. But in the case of plant life cycle, right, especially in the case of bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, right, there is something called as, even algae also, there is a cycle where plant becomes haploid, plant becomes diploid, plant becomes haploid, plant becomes diploid. So haploid diploidic life cycle, haploid life cycle, that I'll teach you in plant kingdom. Let's not worry about it right now. Okay, let's not worry about it. Okay, so this entire thing, what is a gametophyte, what is a sporophyte, this everything I'll teach you in plant kingdom. Don't worry about this right now. Okay, स्टूडेंट्स वॉइस क्रैक हो रहा है क्या अभी भी? फ्लक्चुएट हो रहा है क्या अभी? जल्दी से बताइए. इज इट स्टिक फ्लक्चुएटिंग? स्टूडेंट साउंड चेक. स्टूडेंट्स जल्दी से बताइए, अभी हो रहा है क्या? ना ओके. शायद से कब बताऊं कब होता है करके. मेरे को भी दूसरे बच्चे ने बताया कि when I turn like this, what happens is that sometimes the mic is not able to travel with the same speed as me. See, I'm very fast. Okay, so that time it happens. Don't worry, students. I will not turn now. I will just stand like this. I will not turn only. Okay, now students, don't about this. Now what about animal kingdom? Students, animal kingdom is very vast. I can't summarize animal kingdom, so don't worry. I will teach you animal kingdom in detail. That time we will learn animal kingdom in detail. Right now, we'll tell you small basics here, students. Small basics. Okay. The kingdom characterized by the heterotrophic eukaryotic organisms. We have your heterotrophic organisms here, right? Multicellular nature. They do not have cell wall, obviously. They do not have cell wall here. Okay. Holozoic mode of nutrition is there. Right? Here. They follow a different growth pattern, which we can see in animal kingdom. They have male and female gametes fusing here and everything. This everything we will learn in animal kingdom in detail. Okay. Now, students, shall we start viruses? The main, right? Yes. Oh, you were talking about merit index. I thought some concept merit index. Students, I'm always thinking of concept only. Tatva, yes, definitely student. Definitely. Aditya, definitely students. Shall we start? Viruses. Shall we start, students? Shall we start? Because here, let me tell you students, multiple questions can come from here. Honestly speaking, viruses बहुत important है. यहाँ पे बहुत सारे questions आते हैं, especially prions से, वरना viroids से भी आते हैं. So learn this properly. I will teach you bit by bit, very slowly, very easily you can understand. Shall we start, students? Shall we start? All of you. Students, यार सो रहे हो सब लोग, खाना नहीं खाई अब तक, ये खाना खाना जा रहे हो तो दिखाओ, थोड़ा एनर्जी दिखाओ. मेरा कुत्ता भी भौंक रहा है वहां पर बाहर. Like, what is sir saying? So we start. Students, let's go. Yes. Now, first of all, what comes to your mind? What comes to your mind right now when I say virus? Apart from coronavirus, apart from coronavirus, what comes to your mind when I say virus? The mental image I want to see. I want to know the mental image with you when I say a virus. What exactly is coming to your mind right now? Students, when I say virus, most of you might be wondering about this structure right here, student. This one, this. Tell me, yes or no? Dangerous? Okay, dangerous. Obviously, it's dangerous, student. Obviously, it is dangerous. Apart from that, computer virus. Computer virus, anyone? Okay. Now, if in your mind, when I say a virus, if this mental image is coming, it means that you are trying to imagine something called as bacteriophage. This right here is called as a bacteriophage. Bacteriophage. Student, this is a OG boss here. See, we are scared of bacteria, no? Oh, bacteria. Bacteria is scared of this person. Students, where we are scared of bacteria, right? We are scared of bacteria, right? We are scared of bacteria. But bacteria is scared of bacteriophage. Why? Because this bacteriophage can infect even bacteria. It is going and killing bacteria also. Imagine it. No one is safe, right? No one is safe. Okay. So it's a bacteriophage generally. Okay. Now, students. Now. The viruses are non-cellular organisms. What do I mean by that? Okay. They are dangerous to some extent. They are dangerous only to some extent. Don't worry. Okay. You will learn when you learn about your Hershey and Chase experiment, and I'll teach you that properly. Okay. Now listen to me, students. These organisms, right? They are said to be, students. Okay. They are said to be, right, acellular in nature or non-cellular in nature. It means that इनके पास cell ही नहीं होता. That is, they did not have any cell. So no cell here. उनके पास cell ही नहीं है. Okay. And that are characterized by having an inert crystalline structure outside the living cell. इसका मतलब क्या है? They are inert means that, students, they do not move, they do not reproduce, they do not grow when they're outside the body. So एक body, living body के बाहर है. If they're out of a cell, एक cell के बाहर है तो ना, वो this will be completely inert. It will not move, it will not reproduce, it will not grow. It is just like a particle there, non-cellular in nature. So it is completely inert outside the body, but when it is inside a living body, it becomes active. Okay, उसमें जान आ जाती है. ठीक है? Once they infect a cell, they take over the machinery of the host cell to replicate themselves, killing the host. So outside non-living, once they come inside, they become living. Now a question arises. Students. Do you think viruses are living or non-living, students? Who can tell me the answer? Students. Who can tell me the answer? Students, quickly smash the like button, all of you. Quickly smash the like button right now and mark your attendance right now, students. Smash the like button. All of you. Who can tell me, students, they are living or non-living? Okay. Somewhere in between. Okay. So let's write down some information. What makes them living and what makes them non-living also. So all of you will have a better perspective when you talk about viruses. Okay. Now, for example, students, let's say, what is the living factor here? And what is the non-living things or properties which they share? Now students, do they have a genetic material like living? Yes. They have genetic material similar to living. It can be DNA or it can be RNA. Any one, both cannot be present, DNA or RNA. Okay, then students, what do you think is there? Okay, they have proteins. Yes, they have proteins similar to your living. They have proteins. Okay, they have protein, students. Now, do they infect like living organisms? Do they do infection? Yes, they can do infection like your bacteria. They can do infection. Can they multiply like living? Yes, they can multiply like living. Okay. They can multiply also. Now students, they can multiply living. This is me now, students. Okay, now students, what makes them non-living? What makes them non-living, students? Anyone? Okay, do you think they do respiration? Do you think they do respiration? They do the one second, students, one second, students, one second. Now, do they do respiration? Do they produce ATP molecules? They do not. Okay, so there is no respiration, all students, no respiration. Now, I told you they're acellular in nature. They're acellular in nature or non-cellular in nature. Non-cellular. They're completely inert. Inert. That is, they are crystalline structure. Okay. Now, students, yeah, my dog only, students, my dog only. Like, someone came home, so he's going mental now. Okay. Now, students, do you think bacteria can grow outside the body? No. See, inert means cannot grow. Cannot grow outside the host. So, students, what do I mean by that? So, it has your both living properties as well as your non-living properties. So, it is somewhere in the middle, right? Living, non-living, we cannot tell. If it is outside, it is non-living. Inside the host, it becomes living. Simple as that, friends. Simple as that. Now, students, we need to understand about viruses structure or a few scientists here, students. Few scientists here. Okay. Now, this entire virus was also called as venom. Not the Marvel venom, right? Not the symbiote. Venom as in poison. Okay. The name virus, that means virus means what? Virus means venom or poison. Okay. Poison fluid. This venom or poison fluid, this was told by Dmitry Ivanovsky. So Dmitry Ivanovsky told us that virus is like venom, right? Virus is like venom and it is poison nature. Okay, and Dmitry Ivanovsky was working on TMV, also called as tobacco mosaic virus. Okay, he was working on TMV, tobacco mosaic virus, students. Okay, recognize certain microbes can cause causal organisms of the mosaic disease of tobacco. Okay, now students, then we have the main scientist here, student, main scientist called as Benjamin. M.W. Benjamin. He was a scientist who gave the name virus. The term virus was given by Benjamin. Now, what did he tell us? Students, he basically told us, name of scientists you can remember, but this is very important. These are very important. Sometimes they might ask you, students, let me just check your previous year PYQs if they asked you scientist names. But one scientist you can remember, Benjamin you can remember. Okay, now listen to me, student, listen to me. He gave us a Harry Potter spell. Okay, he gave a Harry Potter spell to us. Contagium vivum fluidum. What do I mean by that, students? What do I mean by that? Let's say here I have a plant here. Okay, let's say here I have a plant here. This plant is now infected. Okay, infected plant. Okay, now students, now if I take a extract if I take an extract from this particular infected plant, right, and I inject it into a healthy plant. Here, let's say I have a healthy plant here. Okay, healthy plant. If I take the extract and I inject into it, this also will become what? This also will become infected. Friends, simple logic. You have cold, you have cold, I don't have cold. You come to my face and you say Hachi, I will also get cold. Simple logic. Okay. So infected plant, extract is added to the not healthy plant, that also becomes infected. Okay. See, students, Benjamin demonstrated that the extract of the infected plant of tobacco could cause infection in a healthy plant and call the fluid, the extract, as contagium vivum fluidum or infectious living fluid, also called as infectious living fluid. So this you have to remember. Let's say एग्जाम में आ जाएगा, एग्जाम में आपको पूछेंगे कि this contagium vivum fluidum was given by whom? Okay, now let me ask you one more question. Who gave the term omnicellular e-cellular? Omnicellular e-cellular was given by which scientist? This is a scientist who modified the cell theory, right? Rada-Forchow. That you can remember, this much you can remember, right? Rada-Forchow. Okay, students. Now, if you ask me, students, can the viruses pass through bacteria-proof filter? Yes, they can pass through. Yes, they can pass through, students, because viruses are very tiny, very cute, tiny they are. Not cute, but not cute at all. Now, students, there is M.W. Stanley, students, is a very chill person here, very chill. Okay, he showed that the viruses could be crystalline and crystals consist of larger proteins. So the first time ever, because of Stanley, we try to understand the structure of virus. What is actually virus made up of? That was the first attempt to understand virus actually. Okay. That's what answer. Showed us the virus could be the crystalline and crystals could be characteristic of protein. They are inert outside the specific host. Viruses are obligate parasite. The meaning of obligate. Remember I told you that day, students. When I was teaching you about kingdom Monera, I told you the meaning of obligate is very strict. Facultative is flexible. So these organisms are obligate parasite. It means that they cannot stay outside the body. Okay. No, this is different Stanley, student, biologist. Okay. Not what answer. Now you might be curious, students. You might be curious right now. Right? Pure veg people, exactly. Now all of you might be curious. What do I mean by structure of virus? What is actually virus made up of? Students, listen to me. Virus actually is made up of only two things mainly. Apart from enzymes and everything, right? They are mainly made up of two different types of structures here. One is nucleic acid, one is protein. That's all. Okay, students. So what is virus made of, students? Virus is made up of two main things. Virus is made up of two main things here. It is made up of protein as well as nucleic acid. Now you might ask me, sir, how much is the nucleic acid? How much is the protein, students? Protein actually around is 95%. 95% of the body of a virus is protein itself. Okay, virus itself, students. Stone here, students. I don't remember. I don't know physics in a little bit. Students, Shreya, let me know in the comment section. I'll reply to one by one doubts. Let's do this first. Okay. Now remaining 5% is nucleic acid. Now students, I want all of you to understand. ये nucleic acid है ना, दो तरह के होते हैं. Now all of you might be confused. Sir, what is this nucleic acid? What is the nucleotide? What is the nucleoside? Are you curious, students? All of you curious? What is the nucleotide? What is the nucleoside? What is heteropolysaccharide? What is a homopolysaccharide? What is inulin? What is cellulose? Curious? Students, curious? What do I mean by primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure of protein? Do you want to know all those? Students, do you want to know all that or not? So if you want to know what are lipids, what are fatty acids, what are glycerol, if you want to understand all of this, you need to learn the chapter biomolecules, and that is my next chapter starting from tomorrow itself. Okay, starting from tomorrow we'll be starting biomolecules. So wait for that. Let me tell you, students. Biomolecules is considered as the most difficult chapter in NEET also. Many students skip that chapter and keep it as backlog. Not my students here. I will make sure all of you understand the chapter from basic to advanced level. Okay, students. Okay, students. Now, nucleic acid can be two types, students. Nucleic acid can be two types. All of you should know it can be DNA or it can be RNA. Any one. Both are not possible, students. Both are not possible. Any one of them can be present, students. Any one can be present. DNA or RNA, students. DNA or RNA. Okay. Now, students, here this protein coat actually has this round structures here. They are called as capsomeres. Okay. The protein actually has something called as capsomeres. These capsomeres, when they join together, when multiple capsomeres join together, it becomes a capsid. I'll show you, don't worry. If you don't understand, I will show you a diagram. What is a capsid? What is a capsomere? Understand, students. Understand. Structure is very important. Okay. Now, students, all of you see the structure of virus here. Okay, now all of you see, students, inside we have nucleic acid. It can be DNA or it can be RNA. Okay. Okay. Now, students, here, can all of you see the protein is present? The protein is present as a small round balls here. दिख रहा है ना आपको? Now, these small round balls are called as capsomeres. Capsomere. Now, students, when all of these capsomeres, when they join together, it makes the entire structure is called as a capsid. So, please know the difference, students. Please know the difference. Okay. Please know difference here. एक है हमारा कैप्सोमियर, यहाँ पर कैप्सोमियर, ये पूरा का पूरा स्ट्रक्चर कैप्सिड हो गया. Okay, that difference you should know. Okay, that difference you should know. Capsomere and capsid. Students, tomorrow I might have my class a little early tomorrow because not tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have normal class only, students. I think Thursday class I have to take a little early. Friday class also I have to take early because Friday I have a NEET class. I have a paid batch also. So Friday class I'll try to keep it a little early. Let's say around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Because 8 o'clock I have a class on human reproduction. Okay, no, students. No. This is all of students. Nucleic acid, capsomeres, the protein part here. Entire thing is called as capsid. Students. Capsid. Okay, students. See, in addition to proteins, viruses also contain genetic material, DNA or RNA. Okay, it cannot contain both. Okay, bacteriophage, DNA or RNA here. Virus is the nucleoprotein and genetic material is infectious. Okay, outside part is the nucleoprotein here, right? And inner part is genetic material is infectious here. Bacteriophage. A bacterial virus. It's also called as bacterial virus. Virus that infect the bacteria. Virus that infect even bacteria also are usually double-stranded DNA viruses. So this they might ask you, students. Plant virus is generally single-stranded. Animal viruses are single-stranded, double-stranded RNA and DNA. Bacteriophages are double-stranded DNA always. Okay. Look at different shapes here. Different shapes. So capsomeres are arranged in helical, polyhedral, geometric, right? An envelope. This was your COVID type here. Then you have helical also. So viruses have different shapes. Right? Viruses have different shapes, students. Looking like a spider, exactly, student. Virus is very dangerous. Okay, virus is actually dangerous, students. Okay, see, it can cause this herpes, mumps, influenza. In plants, students, how many of you have noticed this? Students? How many of you noticed this? Leaf is have to curl inwards. Leaf will have weird patterns there, dwarfing. Yeah. Okay, students. So different yellow coloring, veins clearing, mosaic formation. All of these are called as your different plant diseases caused by viruses. Now, students, now we come to the end of chapter today. Now we come to the almost end of the class. All of you know what is virus now? All of you know what is virus? Living, non-living. All of you know what is virus is made up of, right? Capsomeres, capsid, nucleic acid inside, DNA or RNA. Now we will understand something called as viroids and prions. Very simple, very easy. One slide. Understand, students. Understand. Okay. I want all of you to understand what is viroids, what is prions. Okay. Okay, students. Now, what are viroids? First of all, viroids do not have protein coat at all. So वायरॉइड्स के अंदर ना सिर्फ और सिर्फ जेनेटिक मटेरियल होता है, सिर्फ जेनेटिक मटेरियल। जेनेटिक मटेरियल को छोड़ के ना इसमें प्रोटीन है ही नहीं इसके अंदर। ओके, नाउ स्टूडेंट्स सी फ्री आरएनए पार्टिकल्स आर हियर। नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, कैन एनीवन रिमाइंड मी इन अ वायरस which is higher quantity, do we have more protein or do we have more nucleic acid? Anyone who can remind me, students? Anyone who can tell me एक वायरस के अंदर ना अगर प्रोटीन ज्यादा होता है या जेनेटिक मटेरियल ज्यादा होता है? All of you tell me, students, protein is 95%. Now all of you tell me, students, think logically. इसके अंदर प्रोटीन ही नहीं है, so will the molecular weight be high or low? This viroid is similar to virus. Difference है कि इसके अंदर हमारा प्रोटीन है ही नहीं। So अगर 95% protein is missing here, it will have low molecular weight, students. It will have low molecular weight here. It will have low molecular weight. And Theo Diner, right, he found a disease here, students, that is caused disease in plants here called as PSTD. PSTD, potato spindle tuber disease. इसमें क्या होता है स्टूडेंट्स? यहाँ पर ना पोटैटो स्पिंडल ट्यूबर डिसीज में पोटैटो का शेप बिगड़ जाता है। Let me show you. इस तरह से this is, see, look at this. This is called as potato spindle disease. Okay, in 1972 Diner discovered that new infective agent that was smaller than the virus. वायरस से छोटा है, obviously ये बहुत छोटा ही है, and caused potato spindle tuber disease. इस तरह से। Now students, that is about viroids. Nothing more is you should know. Very basic information. Okay. Now what about prions? Now prions, students, are completely opposite. In my field you have seen, students, पागल गई डिसीज कौन सा है? पागल गया, मैड काउ, पागल गाय। Oh my God, स्टूडेंट्स यहां पर देखो, this is called as your mad cow disease, also called as BSE. BSE is called as bovine spongiform encephalopathy. Repeat after me. Bovine spongiform encephalopathy, right? That is your mad cow disease, pagal guy, exactly. Okay. Now, what are prions? Prions are completely opposite. Here we have proteinish infection particles. Okay. No genetic material only here. No genetic material. Here what happens? Here, see, P for prions, P for proteinaceous infection particles. Here the entire protein itself becomes infectious. Protein itself becomes infectious, students, here. Okay. So only in animals here, it causes neurogenetic diseases here. In the case of cattle, the mad cow disease here. Okay, here we find mad cow disease. Mad cow disease is also called as BSE. Then we have in the case of humans, CR Jacob disease. CR Jacob disease is here. Okay. See, viroids, students. See, prions, causes agent of a bovine spongiform encephalopathy, mad cow disease. Students, इस mad cow disease में ना, इस गाय को it become restless, its legs doesn't work properly, it becomes a little aggressive in nature. All of these are symptoms of your mad cow disease, which are caused by your prions. Prions do not have genetic material; they only have your proteinaceous structures. Okay. Now, students, last topic is called as lichens. Last topic is called as lichens, students. Last topic. Promise, God promise. Last topic here. आज का last topic. Now, what exactly is a lichen, students? Lichen is nothing but a symbiotic relationship between a algae and a fungi. एक algae और एक fungi एक ही घर के नीचे रह रहे हैं एक साथ. That is called as lichen, students. That is called as lichen. So, एक lichen का मतलब क्या है? एक lichen का मतलब एक algae और fungus एक साथ ही एक ही घर में रह रहे हैं. उनकी शादी हो चुकी है अभी. ठीक है? Students. Now, symbiotic association between algae part is called as phycobiont and fungi part is called as mycobiont here. Fungi part is called as mycobiont, algae is called as phycobiont. Algae prepares the food. Why, students? क्योंकि algae के पास ना chlorophyll है, so it can prepare the food here. Okay, so algae prepares the food for fungi and fungi provides shelter. So इस घर के अंदर छोड़ना students, इस घर के अंदर litmus paper, yes, lichens, they derive and make litmus paper from it. Yes, lichens. Okay, litmus. They can derive from it. So students, let me tell you a small fact here, students. Students, first of all, tell me where you're from. Then you will be able to relate more. What is your current location? कौन से शहर में हो आप? शहर में हो क्या गांव में? बताओ जल्दी चैट में. Students, where you from first of all? Before you tell, क्यों ना लैग है चैट में, I'll tell you before that. इसके अंदर ना एक लाइकन और algae दोनों है, ठीक है. यहाँ पर सॉरी इसमें algae और fungi दोनों है, ठीक है. algae और fungi. algae खाना पका रहा है और हमारा फंगस छत दे रहा है, शेल्टर दे रहा है. उतना ही डिफरेंस है. algae is preparing food, fungus giving shelter. Now students, if you are from a small Gujarat, students, I was also in Gujarat before. I was born in UP, I was raised in Gujarat. Then I came to Bangalore. Okay, I was born in UP Ayodhya. Right? Then I went to Gujarat, Jamnagar. Then I came here. Nice. Students, if you are from a small village, you might have noticed, right, this small white patches, on the trees. देखा स्टूडेंट्स, देखा क्या स्टूडेंट्स? एक मिनट दिखाता हूं रुको आपको लाइकेंस का. स्टूडेंट्स इस तरह से तुमने देखा होगा, इस तरह से. स्टूडेंट्स हैव यू सीन देम? यू माइट हैव सीन. स्टूडेंट्स दिखा है क्या ऐसे पेड़ के ऊपर? यूजुअली गांव में दिखता है, गांव में बहुत दिखता है ऐसा. गांव के अंदर एक पेड़ पे ना ऐसा दिखता है, गांव के अंदर पेड़ के ऊपर. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, राइट, आई वांट ऑल ऑफ यू टू अंडरस्टैंड ये पेड़ के ऊपर क्यों उग रहा है. नाउ ऑल ऑफ दिस ऑर्गेनिजम्स आर वेरी सेंसिटिव टू पोल्यूशन. अगर गांव में ना पोल्यूशन कम है और फॉरेस्ट में पोल्यूशन कम है, दे विल ग्रो वेरी नाइसली देयर, दे विल ग्रो वेरी नाइसली. बट द सेम लाइकन इन द सिटी, in pollution, it will disappear. It will completely disappear. So they are also called as pollution indicators. Friends, they are also called as what? They are also called as pollution indicators. Okay. So if there is very less pollution, you can find lichens on the trees. High pollution, they will disappear. Okay. They will disappear, students. Okay. Clear, students? Clear all of you? It is also in rainy season. Yes, it is seen rainy season because rainy season will become moist. Entire environment becomes moist. They can grow very well that time. Okay. Now, students. So lichens are very good pollution indicators. They do not grow in polluted areas. Now, unfortunately, lichens are not a part of your entire plant kingdom also. Okay, they're not in any kingdom. Ignore. Okay, students, with that, chapter is over. Students, chapter is over. So this we come to the end of this chapter. Students, next week please remind me. Okay, let me know in the comment section also, right? I will make a special session for all of you where I make you solve questions from entire cell biology. जितना पढ़ाया ना अभी तक हमको, जितना पढ़ाया ना आपको हमने, after all that I will show you exactly which type of questions will come in your NSEJS and how you can solve them also. Okay. Students, Tejas, let me know your Telegram. I will give you my Telegram. Don't worry. Just drop your Telegram. I will message you itself. Students, bio. See, if you are genuinely interested in bio, right? You need a very good mentor. Because bio as a subject is very vast subject. You need to have mastery over every single concept there. I am teaching you something and I'm going, but you have to remember that. And whatever I'm teaching right now is basics. All of these are basics. Not Tejas यहाँ पर नहीं, Aditya यहाँ पर नहीं. Comments में डाल दो, comments में. I'll reply to you. Okay. Comments में डाल दो. Because this will go away now. Okay. Now students. So thank you so much, students. Today's class was very short because the chapter was getting over. Right. Students, do you want to solve some questions before we go? I have questions ready, but these are NEET PYQs. So if you want to solve NEET PYQs, I can show you. But again, I'm thinking of doing a special class for questions itself. Okay. So we will do all the questions that separately. Okay, students. So thank you so much, students. Or do you want to solve questions now? बताओ कैसे करें, क्या करें? Students, बताओ करना है क्या questions अभी? because I always have questions. करना है? But you should remember the entire thing. देख लो क्वेश्चन, ट्राई करो, 2 दिन क्वेश्चन ट्राई करते हैं, उसमें क्या आ रहा है हमारा, ट्राई करते हैं. Students, this you will be able to solve if you know the previous class again. So what I'll show you, students, I'll show you questions from today's class. For this you need to know the previous fungi class. ये fungi class से पता चल जाएगा, fungi class से, ठीक है. डॉक्टर मैं बहुत इजी है, पढ़ाया था मैंने आपको सब कुछ, ये सब कुछ पढ़ाया था मैंने आपको. This is from your मोनेरा सही है. स्टूडेंट्स एक काम करते हैं, तुम रिवाइज करके आओ एक बार नोट. ये क्वेश्चन देखो. Which of the following is correct about viroids? They are free RNA without protein code. बहुत easy question है. This is from NEET 2020. Okay, friends, don't worry. All of you revise and come once. We will do, because there's no point in making you solve questions अगर आपने पढ़ा नहीं है तो. Okay, so revise the chapter and come. I'll tell you advance. In advance, I'll tell you which chapter I'm teaching, doing quiz that day. Quiz that day. You can read and come. ठीक है students. So students, मिलते हैं next class पे. Tomorrow I'll be starting a new chapter, right? So I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye until then, students. Take care and have a great day ahead. Okay? Bye bye, students. Bye bye.